Before we start, just understand this is not a signal service. Everything you see here is for educational purposes only. Trading involves risk, and the goal here is not to follow trades, it's to learn the process behind them.
Good morning, and welcome to I'm the Trader Capital live trading for law. First and foremost, all glory to the Most High. Let's bow our heads for a quick prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for your grace and your mercy. We thank you for another opportunity to try again to learn and grow in these markets. Father, we ask that your will be done today as it is in heaven. Father, we ask that you give us the heart of a giver and make us a lover of our neighbor. Please let me not lead anyone that listens to me astray, but use me as a vessel to bring your children back onto you. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. Can the church say amen? Amen. Let's begin, folks. Let's get it cracking.
Before we jump, I just want to say this. There was a time I used to sit down on the charts with no real plan, jumping between strategies, losing, blowing accounts, second guessing every entry, and honestly just hoping that the trade would work. And that's where most traders are today, not because they're not capable, but because they don't have a structured process. The biggest pitfalls that causes traders to fail is that they have no knowledge on money, they don't know how to lose, they don't know how the markets operate, and they don't have a winning model. 90% of traders fail, all 90% are plagued with one or more of these pitfalls. Today, I'm going to show you the 3 pillars that every trader must have in their trading to survive and thrive in the financial markets, so you can join the 10% who succeed and fast track your way to the top 1% of the wealthiest people on this planet. It's called the 10% to 1% club. Let's go. Woo! But before we dive deep into the 3 core pillars, when you step into this arena, on this battlefield, you must first have 2 crucial realizations. Realization number 1, trading is war. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is the hardest thing that you'll ever do in your life. Realization number 2, all traders are money managers. As a trader, your ability to manage money is vital to your survival in this industry and in life as we know it. Most traders think that success in the markets comes from finding the perfect strategy or catching the biggest moves. But the reality is, trading success is built on 3 core pillars. First is money and mindset. This is the foundation of success. Then is risk management. This is the holy grail of trading. This is what will keep you in the game long after everybody else has quit. And lastly, we have trading edge. This is where all traders start. I know this because this is where I started. That's why in today's session, we're going to hone in on your trading edge. Now, everything that we do here is built around one thing, and that is confidence in your trading edge. And at I'm the Trader Capital, our confidence comes from 3 things. First, it comes from understanding how the market actually operates. Not what social media says, but how money truly moves. Second is having one trader model. One model with IPDA signatures that we trust and execute on a consistent basis. Third is having a plan and a process, because without a plan and a process, you're just reacting to price and you're winging it each and every time. And this right here, this session, this is where we focus on the 3rd piece, the process.
So many people lose confidence in trading and in life because they simply don't have a plan. There's no process they're following. There's no procedures and protocols that they're abiding by. They literally are just winging it. And they wonder why they can't get consistent. They wonder why there's ups and downs in their equity curves. They literally can't figure it out. The uncertainty of not knowing exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, why and when you're doing it in the market will cause you to fail in trading. Confidence and certainty are key if you want to be successful in trading, and it's your responsibility as the trader, as the analyst, as the fund manager. It's your responsibility to attain that confidence. not only in your model, but also in your processes. So what I want to do right now real quickly is I want to share with you the process that we teach all our analysts at I'm the Trader Capital, and then we'll see that process live in action. This is the 3-step trading process. Step 1, condition. This is where we determine our bias. Before we even think about entering a trade, we need to know the market program. Are we in a buy program or sell program? This is where the market shows its hand. Then we have step 2, stage. This is what sets up your trade and what does your trade look like. There are 2 types of trades, retracement setups and continuation setup. Then we have step 3, execution. This is how you're going to enter, manage, and close the trade. At I'm the Trader Capital, we have 4 entry criteria before executing.
I'm not here to force trades. I'm here to execute my plan step by step in real time. All right, let's get into the live trading flow. Now, as you're watching, don't just look for entries. Pay attention to the process behind the entries, because this is what will get you into the 10% of traders who succeed. And if you want to go further to the 1%, well, that's where we break down all 3 pillars inside of the program. I used to think that winning trades built confidence, but it's not the wins. It's knowing exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it, and why you're doing it before, during, and after each trade. And that is what we're building here. Let's begin with our daily trading processes.
Weekly target going into this week is 3% as usual. Mental check-in, feeling generally okay. All right, nothing of note to mention. Excited to see what price action has in store for us today on this one-stage FOMC morning. Okay, excited to continue to grow and get 1%. But I think you guys are already seeing like the 1% compounding and the growth in terms of, you know, past couple of weeks. So yeah, just gotta keep showing up and just keep showing up for myself, keep sticking to my model, my procedure and protocols, and let the outcome be out of my hands. But anyways, Wednesday, August 19th, I accept any risk that comes with trading today. I understand that trading comes with real risk and that losing is part of the battle, right? We have news coming out, high impact news coming out at 10:30. And that's, like I said, we have FOMC, one stage FOMC today, this afternoon at 2 p.m. So we have news today, making it an optimal day to take a trade, right? News determines when we take a trade, right? If it's an optimal day to take a trade, it determines when we take the trade. And like I said, I'm specifically walking something forward with the economic calendar this week, and so far so good. Okay, so let's see how this week goes, and then we'll talk about it next week. All right, risk going into today, we're at 0.25 of account size, and we have a max of 0.75 per account per day. Literally one trade a day for me, really and truly. That's what it's been for the past couple of weeks. So I'm happy with it. I'm good with it. You know, so far, just putting pedal on the brakes, you know, like stepping on the brakes and just taking it one step at a time, not trying to rush it, not trying to take too many trades right now, right where I'm currently at. But anyway, weekly program has been established as a sell program. Let's go ahead and review price action overnight to see if anything's happened to change our weekly program. Then we'll adjust our higher time frame ranges and continue with our 3-step trading process. I know yesterday I said I was going to talk about Monday's price action, but I didn't even have time to talk about Monday's price action. I might this weekend do a live back testing session, maybe, just so I can talk about everything that I want to talk about when the days are done. So because there's a lot that happens when the day is done that will make more sense once the day is complete, right? So hindsight is 2020. I'm thinking about it. I might start doing my back testing session live, maybe. Yeah, or we'll do it in the academy. Yeah, let's do that. But anyway, let's progress. As you can see, nothing's really happened in price to change our weekly program. All right, for our weekly program to change now, price will have to come and take Monday's range high, which is all the way up here, which is technically what usually happens. Like I said, from my previous data, usually we take one side and then price comes and takes the other. Usually we take one side and it gravitates towards the other side. Usually we take one side and it gravitates towards the other side. You see what I'm saying? You take one side, it tries to gravitate to the other side, right? In a way, right? We took one side, it gravitated towards the other side. This is what I was talking about. It took one side, gravitated towards the other side, and then back to the other side. We took one side, gravitated towards the other side. We took one side, gravitated to our side, came back down and up. Took one side, tried to make it to the other. Oh no, actually right here. We took one side down here, gravitated towards the other side. That's what I was talking about with Monday's range. So I'm watching this week, okay, to see if it gravitates towards Monday's range high. But as you can see, nothing's really happened in price change our weekly program. So we're still in a sell program. Let's go ahead and adjust our higher time frame ranges that needs adjusting and proceed. 20-day, we're good. The high is good, stays there. Previous week stays where it's at. Last 3 days, 1, 2, 3. Low comes here. Where's the high of that? 1, 2, 3. Yep. High stays there. Previous day. Low comes here. High comes here for previous day. We've taken previous day's low. Okay, so if you're using previous day's range to determine your condition coming into today, this morning, all right, then you'd be in a sell program, which is in alignment with the weekly, with my weekly anyway. I don't know how you determine your weekly. You can use previous week's range to determine your weekly. You can use Monday's range of the current week to determine your weekly. Okay, if you're using previous week's range, we took buy side, came to take sell side, so now it's confirmed the sell program. If that's what you were using, right? That's the time-based range you were using, but so far, all good here. Took liquidity. Took sell side. This potentially could be the one shot, one kill right here. Took Asia low, Asia buy side, liquidity below. A market structure shift back above. I'm watching this. Targeting up here for the week, so let's see. A lot of good sales before 8 o'clock today. Pre-market was looking nice, boy. Look at that. Super duper. Anywho, different day. What we do remains the same. I hope you guys are getting the gist here. I hope you're getting the gist here of what I'm putting down. You know, different day. What I'm doing, it doesn't change. What I'm looking for in price doesn't change. Got our dealing range. Above it, we've got previous day's equilibrium. We have new week opening gap from, I believe, last week. Previous week's equilibrium, 3 days equilibrium. Obviously, we have the remainder of yesterday's open range gap. And we have previous day's high above price, which is also 3-day high as well, I believe. No, it's not. 1, 2, 3. No, it's not. 3-day high is higher. Where is that actually? One, two, three. Where's high is up here? Let me see. Previous week now. Okay, it's right. It's in the right spot. And we're kicking off. What it do? What it do? What it do? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I didn't know anybody was in here with me. I was here by myself. Anyway, Decent size open range gap. It is below price. Okay, so we gapped up. So we have a premium gap up. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Below dealing range though, below dealing range. What we got below dealing range? We ain't got much below dealing range. We got new week opening gap. Let me see if I got any liquidity I can drag over here. Oh yeah, we do. We got some sell side down in here. Itchy, itchy, itchy. Oh, I remember I watched it and I didn't do anything to it. What the hell? And make sure this is, yeah, it's cool. News at what? 10:30? Yeah, so we wait until 10:30. Ding, 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 ding. We popping off. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What it do, folks? What it do, folks? We here, we live, we live. Step one, condition, right? Determine your bias. In order to do that though, you need to first decide what style of trading are you going to be trading, right? What's going to be your style of trading? Are you going to be scalping, day trading, short-term trading, swing trading, or position trading, or long-term investor, right? Because that will determine your time-based range that you use. So first have to make that decision. Living the dream, yeah? I'm working on a dream right now, to be honest. I'm working on a dream. But love to hear that. Love to hear it. Yes, so style of trading, right? That determines the time-based range that you will use, all right? Since I'm a day trader, meaning I like to be done, all my positions are closed before the day is complete. Literally, I just trade AM session and I'm done for the day, really. So technically, you can put me in like day trading majority with the like a 20% scalping, you know, because yesterday's trade was I wouldn't consider that a day trade, right? Because a day trade I'll hold for the majority of the day. So I'm like a day trader and a scalper combined. The goal obviously is to catch the daily range, but at this point in time, in my experience and my level and my risk tolerance, I don't have enough contract to leave something to run to catch the daily range, so I get what the market gives me and I'm out. So you can put me like a scalping day trading type thing. I'm done for the day anyway. So those two are my style of trading that I excel in, that I do every day. So with those two, the ranges that I use are, let's start from the higher coming down. We do current days 12 a.m. to 9:15, highest high, lowest low, midpoint. That will be my daily dealing range. This dealing range determines my daily bias. All right. So if high is taken, my daily bias for the day is a buy program. If the low is taken, my daily bias for the day is a sell program, and I'm looking to be a seller until we take the high. Right. Same goes for the high. I'm looking to be a buyer until we take the sell side. That's one of my ranges I use for day trading. For scalping, really is opening range, which is 9:30 to 10 o'clock, the highest high, lowest low, midpoint. Okay. First hour of trading, 9:30 to 10:30, highest high, lowest low, midpoint. Those are the three ranges that you need to be concerning yourself with if you're day trading / scalping, right? If you're mainly scalping, is open range and first hour of trading. And then if you want to bring day trading in, then you use the day trading, you use middle finger at you. Day trading, you use previous day's range or current day's 12 a.m. to 9:15, highest high, lowest low. If you want to be a short-term trader, right, you use Monday's range or you use previous week's range. If you want to be a swing trader now, you can still use previous weeks, but also include previous months as well. Those two would be your time-based ranges. If you want to be position or investor, go screw yourself. I can't help you there. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You would be using previous months and previous years ranges. I don't know much about those styles of trading because they just don't interest me. So that's the only recommendation I can give you. But do your own research and see what works for you in it. So right now we're waiting for our condition to be established. We're waiting for one side of our dealing range from 12 a.m. to 9:15. The highest high is right here, lowest low, and we have the midpoint right here. We're waiting for one side to get taken for the market to show us what it wants to do. Okay. So we're not basing anything here on feelings or whims or just little price fluctuations. Okay, we're basing it. We have parameters, right? We have time-based ranges, and we're waiting for the market to tell us what it's doing, right? Then we go from there. We're anticipating. We're not chasing price. We're anticipating price action. So once a side is taken, we maintain that bias, right? We maintain that bias until the other side of the range is taken, okay? So we're not just, once we take sell side, a little movement up, oh, now it's buying. No, until we take buy side, I'm looking to be a seller of this market. So you maintain your bias until the opposite side is taken. Once again, we let the market tell us what it's doing, right? Based on the parameters that we put on it, okay? Excuse me. I just could not wake up this morning, to be honest. Oh, above daily range, we have AM session open range buy side here. It's also first hours buy side. Didn't realize that. Excusez-moi. First college game this weekend. Well, not the first, but season starts this weekend. Excitamundo. Where's Balloon? Ever since I started reffing, my goal was to get into college. And now I'm here. Now we're here. Now we're here. So in terms of my college career, I think I'm plateauing for a while. All right, for a few years, maybe a year or two. I'm gonna plateau here with my, college, high school games and regular league games. And if the opportunity comes while I'm doing the college to advance, I won't say no to it, but I'm not chasing it. All right, I'm not chasing it because I hit my goal of where I wanted to be in terms of my referee career. So just gonna relish in it for a little bit and do my best, do what I gotta do. And if the opportunity comes, I'll take it. But I'm not like going out my way to seek that opportunity. All right, my main focus is here. All right, my main focus is here. I'm building this hedge fund, $1 billion hedge fund. Okay, it's gonna take a majority of my time. I'm actually I'm going to soon, not right now. Once I start seeing some consistency, I'm going to go for my licenses. Not that I need it. I just think it would be beneficial. Now I have the time and to study and pass it. So why not do it? It's just an additional thing, right? Why not go for it? I'm gonna go for my licenses to be a financial advisor, so I can actually give financial advice, right? I have to take 2 exams. I have to take my SIE and I have to take my Series 7. SIE first and then Series 7. So thank you. I've been a referee for what, like 4 years, going on to 5 years now. Yeah, this is like my 5th season. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Ever since I started, I was like, yeah, I'm trying to make it into college because that's where the big bucks are, That's where they make the big money. That's where they make the big money. So now I do high school, I do college, and, every other league outside of the school leagues. I don't know if I want to go pro or national and all of that stuff, like I said, if the opportunity comes and they see that I'm a good fit for it, okay, why not? But like personally, this is my main focus right here. And I don't like to do anything half-hearted. Like when I do something, I'm going to be the best at it. I'm sorry, like, so I don't like doing anything half-hearted. Very competitive. I don't like to lose. Here's the only place I don't mind losing. The market's the only place I don't mind losing. But in real life, I'm a sore loser. Still gonna chat my shit though. Even if I'm losing, I'm still gonna chat my shit because you ain't gonna get me. Da 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 da. We're still waiting on our condition. Okay, we haven't established a daily condition yet. Okay, based on my time-based range that I use to establish my daily condition. Okay, everybody's different depending on your style of trading. Okay, so that's the first big decision that you need to make when you enter this industry: is what style of trading are you going to use? How are you going to interact with these markets? Right? How are you going to trade? We go through this in the beginner free training on the academy. Okay, it's free. Just register and you get an account. Okay, it's free. We go through this. All right. Obviously, first you have to understand the risk that comes with trading. Right. We talk about the three major risk black swan events that everybody is subject to, right? It doesn't matter what style of trading that you have, you're subject to black swan events, okay? Black swan events is something like it's an unexpected event that happened, like COVID-19, 9/11 is a black swan event, 1929 Great Depression, that's a black swan event. It's like events that we don't plan for, it just happened. And like somebody dropping a bomb somewhere in the US, that would be a black swan event. And we're all subject to it, right? No matter what style of trading you use. Gap risk in terms of when we close for the day and when we close for the week, when we reopen the next day and the next week, price doesn't always pick up where it left off, all right? Sometimes we have a gap up, sometimes we have a gap down. Even in the morning, right? When we close at 414, that open range gap I talk about, that's when we close regular electronic trading, regular trading hours, and we open back at 9:30. There's a gap there, right? So that's gap risk. And technical risk that comes with platform, broker issues, and all of that. We're all subject to those things, right? So your style of trading, right, based on these risks, right, you want to pick a style of trading that accommodates the risk involved in trading, all right? We're not always going to eliminate every risk in trading, but you want to prepare for the risk, right? You want to be aware of the risk, and you want to have bon dia, buenos dias, welcome. We're talking about style of trading, all right, which is the first decision that you must make when you enter this arena, all right, this industry, all right. How are you going? Choose how you trade, right? How are you going to trade, right? Because that determines a lot of factors that follow along, right? Like your time-based range. So yeah, I was saying, we talked about this in the beginner training video, all right, about the 4 styles of trading, 5 styles, really 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. It don't have short-term trading in here. I need to adjust that. I had to change that. Put short-term trading in here. But anyway, your style of trading, right? You pick it based on your lifestyle, your risk exposure, and based on the risk, right? The 3 risks. But if you're fine with overnight gap risk, okay, that's on you, right? That's yours. That's okay, right? As long as you're aware that your style of trading comes with overnight gap risk, right? We all have these two, but gap risk is something that you can avoid if you want to avoid it, right? Depending on your style of trading, okay? So once you decide your style of trading, right, what asset class are available to you? What can you actually trade, right? There's different options, right? I prefer futures because futures encapsulate everything that every list I'm going to talk about here. Futures has that. All right, so you can trade every market under one asset class, okay? But you don't have to do futures if you don't want to. But you can do stocks, options, forex, crypto, commodities, bonds, futures. Like I said, futures encapsulates stocks, options, futures, currencies, crypto, commodities, bonds, interest rates. So you can trade this individually, or you can trade everything under the futures bracket, right? Under the futures market. Okay. So once you decide, right, how you're going to trade, right, then is what are you going to trade? You have to make a decision. What are you going to trade? What market, what asset class within that market are you going to trade, right? You don't have to do futures or NQ, because I'm doing futures and NQ. So whatever, floats your boat, right? What I'm teaching you here works on every asset class, every market. Okay. It's not just for the futures market. It works on every asset class, every market in the financial market. Okay. And yeah, those are the two big 2 decisions that you need to make, right? Style of trading and what market you're going to choose. We talk about all this in the beginner free training class. Okay, so just sign up. It's free. Hey, it's free. All you have to do is invest time and energy into yourself. Okay, I'm not sure if I wasn't watching the price action, if we would have got a setup here, if price, once we took this short-term low, would have came and tagged us in on this trade at the equilibrium inside of the range trading. Okay, characteristics at the equilibrium of the range, right, can also sometimes determine where price is going, right? If I was here and if we were watching price and I saw this, I would be thinking price is heading to dealing range sell side, which is currently doing. Okay, I'm not just saying that because that's where price looks to be heading. I literally drew the buy side here, and I drew the short-term low, and I was anticipating this low to get taken to see, but I got distracted and talking about the things. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you believe me or not. That's what I was expected in price. But yeah, those two decisions you have to make on your own, right? I can provide you the information, but you have to pick a style that matches your personality. Trading, as like I say all the time, is a solo sport. Whether you're doing it in a community or not, is a solo sport. You're making the decisions on your own. You're accountable for your decisions. You're responsible for your decisions, and you pick a style that matches your personality. We're taking dealing range sell side, establishing our condition for the day as a sell program. I'm maintaining this bias until, right? I'm maintaining this bias that price wants to continue lower until we take dealing range buy side. Okay, if this happens, then this is what I'm going to do. So if we take sell side, I'm going to maintain my buys as price wants to continue lower until, right, we take buy side. And then at that point, my bias will flip from a sell program to a buy program, and I'm looking to be a buyer. Depending on which way the gap is, what I want. What do you mean? Which way the gap is? Which gap? Which gap are you using to determine that? Which gap? Which gap are we using? So right now, right, we've established a sell program. Where are we in the price action? We're in a discount of the range, right? So best buying opportunities will happen in the discount of the range. Best selling opportunities will happen in the premium of the range. Okay, so right now, what I would want to see is a retracement into a premium of the range to then catch the continuation to the downside. Okay, price, like yesterday, we didn't retrace into a premium. It doesn't always have to retrace into a premium. All right, sometimes it has to get somewhere and it doesn't have time to get there, so it might not retrace. It will just continue going down from the low, which is why I said I'm looking to be a seller equilibrium and above, or at the low, right? But at that point, I understand that I'm selling in a discount. Depending on which gap. Which specific gap are you using here? 950 macro kicking off here. Yo, hold on, guys. Mm-hmm. The solo. Ah! I heard myself talk. We talking bills though, lovely. We talking billions though. We'll start with the millions, and then we're going on to billions though. We're going on to billions. We're talking B word out here. We only talk the B word out here. But obviously we have to go through the M. We have to go through the M's to get to the B's. So I'll take that for now. Take the M's. But is B, 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 billionaire. $1 billion hedge fund, right? That's what we're building here. Okay, I'm looking for traders always. All right. So if something interests you and you want to learn, I'm willing to teach you. For the free skis, right? I'm the trader.com. You gotta watch this first though. You gotta build a strong foundation, right? And in order to do that, you have to watch the beginner training video. Because you come in here and listening to me speak, it might not make sense, mate. It's gonna take you a longer time to try to understand what I'm saying and what we're doing here. If you haven't seen the beginner training video, okay, I walk you through step by step everything that you need to know, everything that a new and aspiring trader must know when they step into this arena, into this industry, okay? Building a strong foundation, that's basically what it is here, all right? Without the strong foundation, you're going to crumble. You're going to crumble. So go check it out, imthetrader.com. It's free. Join the academy, right? Also, I'll be putting new stuff, new training on there in terms of the next steps once you watch the beginner training video, how you're going into the chart, what you're looking for, how you pick, after picking your style of trading in your market, how you're going into the chart, what your process is going to be, what you're looking for, what you're doing consistently on a consistent basis, how to backtest, how to collect data, how to build that confidence in your trading edge, okay? So still working on that. I'm still working on that. My busy season is starting, so it's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna try to get it done. I don't want to put a time on it, and then I'm stuck with that time constraint. But I'm gonna try to get it done before, what month are we in? August, September, October. Before the year ends, it will be done. Before the year ends, for sure. I'll have it done. Da, 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 da. I'm still waiting on the gap here, Mr. West. What does he mean by depending on which way the gap is? Depending on which way the quotation gap is what I want. Welcome back. Welcome back. We didn't say you could take a break, but welcome back. We allow you this time. You be taking a little break. First is potty breaks, then you just be disappearing. What's going on, mate? Is this thing on? Okay. Okay, what did you guys have? Chick-fil-A? You had that a wrap from next door? Oh, okay. Planned out her meals, man. Don't play about her meals. Today I'm waiting till post 10:30. I'm waiting on you, mate. I'm ready when you are. It's gonna be on the weekend though. Oh, it can be at like 7 before the trading session start. We can hit up a joint, or we can stay there. I like a few different gaps there. My favorite. Okay, but okay, so okay, well, hold on. Let me get back to that. Depending on which gap is the way I want. So if we gap higher, you're looking to be a buyer then, or you're going in that direction. All right, I'll be waiting. I'm waiting. You let me know. I know I be forgetting I can trade on the go too, but I like being stationary at my station. I like trading here, you know. I don't know how I'm gonna stream on the go on a laptop and still be able to trade. I don't know how that's gonna work, you know. But I'm sure we can figure that out. Put it on one laptop and the other laptop, whatever trading or whatever shit is going on. So, Mr. West, if the gap is higher, if we gap up, you're looking to be a buyer, right? You're looking to go in the direction of the gap, is what I'm understanding from what you're saying. Like I said, today I'm waiting till post 10:30 to anticipate my setup in the market. And I will let you do the research on why I'm waiting till post 10:30. Talked about it in the beginning. First thing we look at before we actually even look at the charts. So if you know what I'm talking about, put it in the chat. If you don't, you haven't been paying attention. If you don't, you ain't been paying attention, mate. And you need to start treating this like a classroom. 10 o'clock. Let me get open range up in here. You need to start treating this like a classroom. With your pen and your paper and you're taking notes. You know what I mean? If you're here for the fun of it, that's cool too. We can vibe. I don't mind a good vibe, you know. Mr. West said, sure. I don't mind a good vibe, you know what I'm saying? But I also do want you guys to take this serious because this is some serious shit right here. This is like change your family history for generations to come type of thing that we got going on here, you know what I'm saying? In every family, there is one person that changes the trajectory of that family's history for generations to come. And for my family, I'm that person. It's me. I put the whole responsibility on my freaking shoulder. It's me. I'm that person that's going to change my family's history. And if you're here today, sorry to say, but the responsibility is on your shoulder right now. It's on you. For being here today, you're chosen. You're the chosen one. Okay? With great responsibilities, or it's great power come great responsibilities, right? That's a responsibility you have to put on your shoulder. So take it seriously because it's not just about you. Yeah. Lucky for you, innit? I'm just kidding. Hey, nobody knows the answer. Nobody knows the answer of why I'm waiting till 10:30, post 10:30 to anticipate my setup. Personally, baby trader, you should know this. You've been through 10% to 1% club. You should know this. It's the first thing. No, it's the first thing I look at before I even open the charts. Sit up straight. Yes. Thank you. Ding, ding, ding. Yes. There we go. Now we're getting the answer. Now we're getting it. I'm waiting till post 10:30 after this news comes out. This is what I was saying that I noticed in my back testing last week, okay? That the cleaner setups were after the news release. The cleaner setups that avoided majority of the losses that I took was because I was trading before the news came out. If you're trading on a higher time frame, this so much doesn't pertain to you as much, okay? If you're trading on a higher time frame, but for me on the 1 minute time frame that I'm entering on, this does pertain to me a great deal, okay? So if you're gonna take entries on the 1 minute, okay, you need to be aware of when the news release come out. So not so much 15 minutes and higher, right? If you're basing your entries on 15 minutes and higher, not so much. Okay, you don't have to worry so much about waiting until the news comes out. For you, if there's news, it's an optimal day for you to take a trade. But for the 1 minute enterers, right? 1 minute entry time frame, folks, okay, it's best, right, to wait till after the news release, all right, and then anticipate your setup. Because when I looked back at my week last week, the cleaner setups were after the news came out, which is something I always knew, and it was always in the precision protocols. It just kind of went to the back of my head a little bit. So it came back in the picture based on me being focused and analyzing my data and realizing, okay, so what is going on when I'm taking L's? What is the factor? What is making me take these losses? How can I, if it's possible, right? I know I can't avoid all losses. That's the only thing promised to us here. But the ones that I can avoid, right, I want to be able to avoid them. And based on analyzing the data that I've been collecting and just trying to catch something, right, seeking that excellence in my trading and my executions and what I'm looking for in price. This is what is leading me to like analyzing the data and seeing where the clean setups was at. And based on last week's data, all right, the clean setups were after the news events came out for about 1 minute. All right, might not so matter for people that are trading on a higher time frame. Okay, but if you're gonna take an entry on a, let's say, 5 minutes and lower, okay, then you do need to pay attention to wait until post news release, all right, to anticipate a setup. You know what I mean? That's just what I noticed. I'm still collecting the data, all right? It's something that's always been there that I was aware of. Okay, I just haven't been paying too much attention to it just because I've just been so focused on just trying to, the process and entering the trade. But that's a major factor in my processes, okay? Wait until the news release and then anticipating the setup, all right? Because like I said, last week, it was chef's kiss. It was beautiful, man. Just, oh, mm-mm-mm. So I'm walking it forward this week and implementing it moving forward, right? Obviously, if the data comes back and says, okay, it's not such a big factor, right? If the data comes back and says it's not such a big factor, I'll just have a separate account trading before news release and then a real account that, trades after post release. Different accounts, different purposes, right? Different models, different what you're looking for in price. You can do that, right? But first, master one thing. Thank you guys for participating and knowing the answer. I appreciate you. It means you're paying attention. It means you guys are paying attention and you're treating it like you should be. Because this is a higher education right here. This is PhD. You're getting a PhD in technical science, my guys. PhD in technical science. This is change your family legacy for generations type of schooling right here. And that's how you can time your trading as well, right? Time is the most important thing when it comes to trading because IPTA, the algorithm that is behind these candlesticks, she runs on time. She runs on time, all right? Time and then price. Time and then price. Time is the most important thing in our trading, okay? Right now, Baby Trader said, I'll be back at 10:30. Okay, that's fair. You don't have to be sitting in front of the charts the whole time, right? If you know when the news is coming out, that's when you need to be. Obviously, I'll show up at least 10 minutes before the news comes out to prep, right? You don't always need to be in front of the markets. If you want to trade before 9:30 kicks off, you look for days where there's 8:30 high impact news, right? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. If you want to trade at 2 p.m. when the FOMC comes out post 2 p.m., then you show up at 2 p.m. and you take that trade. Right? You don't have to be glued to the charts like some of us. I'm just passionate about what I do and I love what I do. You don't have to be glued to it. You don't have to come early. If you know what you're looking for, you can show up 5 minutes before the news release, set up your chart, know what your condition is, wait for the 3-step trading process. Simple, right? Well, if you have only an hour to spare in your day to trade, don't complicate it. All you need is 20 minutes, really. 20 minutes a day. That's between a macro time. That's it. You know your draw on liquidity, right? 3-step trading process. Wait for a macro time. 20 minutes out of your day. You get a trade or you don't get a trade. Move on. You come for the next day. Doesn't have to be consuming all your day, right? It can be part-time if you want it to be. It can be part-time if you want it to be. So far, I ain't even seen nothing. Except for this thing here, which I don't even know if it came to tag me in or not because I wasn't on the chart at the time. You know what I mean? And if at 10:30 comes and price doesn't give me anything, then it doesn't give me anything. I have till 10:30 to 11:30 in that time window, that hour, to catch something. If I don't catch anything, I'm done. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you very much. All I paid for today in this session was my time and my experience. But is that a bad thing? No. With that mentality, you can never lose here, you know? I just never wanted we're taking open range sell side, or let me adjust it to 11:30 because I don't really want to see it till then or after that. I never wanted my trading to be like when I'm in front of the chart, I'm panicking, like my heart rate is going up. It's like a heart rate challenge from Love Island. Fucking hell, mate. Some people, I don't know how people trade like that, you know? They get into a trade and they're like, oh my God, go up. And they're like, you know, just trying to, I never wanted that. I wanted my trading to be calm, cool, collected. Every day I'm looking for the same thing and it's not changing, you know? And that's where I'm at. It's just, I'm chill. I get excited sometimes, obviously, you know, because, you know, you just have to make it exciting sometimes. I get excited sometimes because what I'm learning is actually like, I'm seeing it in the chart, you know, it's exciting things. But like in terms of entering a trade and being in a trade and managing the trade, I'm not like, there's no emotions here, right? It's all logic. You cannot bring emotions in here. That's where fear and greed, those two things are the number one killers for traders. That's why 90% of traders fail, right? Because they try to bring their emotions, their feelings into this. You cannot do that. These candlesticks are a mirror. They will show you your deepest and darkest flaws that you didn't even think you had. But you have to overcome that. Once you overcome that, once you overcome yourself, that's why you never master the market, you master yourself. All right? You never master the market. Nobody masters the market. You have to master yourself. What? Who's adding me to some group, man? Where you know me from? Where you know me from? Where you know me from? Been nothing for me so far, anyway. Nothing for me at all. Filled in new open range gap. Excuse me. Bing, bing, bing. See if we get market structure shift up here. Yeah, it's some exciting shit. You know what I mean? This is the best place to be. This is the best endeavor to pursue. This is the best period on this planet. This is where the money game is played. This is where the money is being controlled. Okay, so money and money is a resource, it's a tool, right? The more you have, the more things that you can accomplish and you can do in life. It's not everything. All right, I'm watching this retracement set up here. Nothing for me though. I'm just watching. Seen how many contracts? It probably would have given me a decent amount of contracts. Oh, just the two still? What? This small ass range? Still just two? Wait. Wait. That's crazy. For a small ass range like that, I would be at least expecting at least 4 contracts, but it's only 2. Okay, fair enough. Let's see where targets are. Like I said, even this time anyway, it's not a trading time for me. Like I said, I was collecting data. Even yesterday, there was a setup form. I said I'm gonna watch it. It didn't really end up doing much, but this time of trading, it's not something I'm well versed in. It's not something right now that I'll be putting risk behind. I'll be watching it regardless of if I was waiting for 10 o'clock or not. Okay, so trading outside of the macro. Somebody brought their child to work. Is it bring your child to work day or something? She, why you bring me then? Would have given us -1, so we'll be done. We'll be out of this trade already with the 2 contracts that he gave us. This tiny little ass range literally just gave us 2 contracts. That's crazy. I've seen ranges bigger than that that's giving me more than that. I'm her child. It did what it needed to do though, this tiny little range. Did what it needed to do for me personally, right? Let's see what else it offers us. I'm watching this inefficiency here. I need to see price stay in the upper portion of it in terms of body wise. Now I'm 4th. Damn, I went down in the line. I used to be what, 3rd born, maybe 2nd born. Now I'm 4th. Damn, that's crazy. At one point I was 2nd, and now I'm like number 4. That is wild. Yeah, no, I'm not fucking with that at all. If I'm top 5, then you like top 10, mate. Top 10. I want to see price respect this inefficiency in terms of bodies staying in the upper portion. The wicks are allowed to do the damages. I like that we're leaving a small portion of it left open. I'm zooming in a little bit so we can focus on the details, because the devil is in the details. Couldn't even touch consequent encroachment of this inefficiency here. All right, watching price, watching the retracement set up here. Yeah, and I'm gonna do it 10 times worse. You know what I mean? If you start to see body closures below consequent encroachment of this inefficiency, right, then potentially, you know, we start to see that warning sign. Once you enter the trade, is out of your hands anyway. So all you can do, right, is in the market, your model and your trade management hands. All you can do as a trader, as the analyst, well, the analyst is what gets you in the trade. All you can do as a trader is pay attention to the candlesticks and the story, and follow the storyline that they're telling you. We've got a closure outside of this inefficiency here, potentially warning bells, right? Doesn't mean close the trade. Right? The last line in the sand for this setup would be body closure in the main threshold of this 1 minute order block here. And we've come to the open of that order block. Yep, this is the reaction I want to see once we touch that. I want to see price move away from the location and start heading in our direction, okay? Right now, I want to see big stretched out blue limousines to the upside. And plus, remember, at -1, our stop remains the same. Even though we'll be out of this trade already if we had more contracts. I don't want to see it diddy dada dada dada, you know? This was what the candle that tucked this in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like the next few candles, I need to see it leave this area. Like all this is doing, you wouldn't see all of these back and forth in a high probability setup, you know? So once you start seeing price playing around too much in your entry, that's also giving you information, right? It might not be saying close the trade now, but it's giving you information that potentially you're offside. Because once you enter the trade, price should immediately, right, be heading to your targets. Body closure below mean threshold here. Fat lady will start singing. Doesn't mean close the trade, because we watched one yesterday where we got that body closure. Fat lady started singing and then she retracted her singing. Okay, she doesn't, you know, it's not over till it's over, right? Until we take that swing low here. Like body closure here means the fat lady's entering the stage. She hasn't started singing yet, but she's entering the stage. Here, I need to see it go. I need to see it spend no time here. Once we've hit our mean threshold of this order block, it wants to move from this area. It's not doing that. It's a telltale sign, right? It's a telltale sign. Next phase of development, right? That's the next phase of development. When you enter the trade, what are the characteristics that tells you that you're on side or you're offside, right? That's what we're mainly focusing on here, right? Because after you enter the trade, it's out of your hands anyway, right? No more you can do but pay attention to the candlesticks. That also takes your mind off the P&L, right? You also don't even want to see the P&L in terms of monetary value. It needs to go. These next few candles, it needs to leave this area. In less time than is spent coming down here, right? They spent what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6 candles, 6 minutes. So it needs to leave it in about 3 minutes, in less time than is spent coming here. But so far, so good. No body closure in the main threshold. The wicks are allowed to do the damages. I want to see body closures back above main threshold, back in the upper quadrant. It seems to be respecting this inversion here. Want to see body closures above mean threshold, above consequent encroachment. We're not getting that yet. How many touches on this OB here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Needs to go now. Needs to go now. Yeah. This is information, right? We're getting information back from the price. So far, nothing to like close the trade, right? Or warning sign even. We haven't got that. But it's just spending too long here for me. Spending too long here for me. And I've seen enough data to be aware that once I enter the market, usually about 5 minutes, it's gone. About 5 minutes, it's gone. If it spends any longer, then that's when you start thinking, okay, yeah, potentially I'm offside on this trade here. And this is just on the 1 minute. But obviously, it's going to be different if you're trading off the 15-minute and the 1 hour or higher time frame. This one another reason why I like the 1 minute, because it gives you information back fast, right? You're getting feedback immediately. Your fingers on the pulse, you're getting information back immediately. You're not having to wait hours to let you know that you're on side or you're offside. It's spending way too long in this order block. But it's still respecting main threshold in terms of body closures, okay? In terms of body closures. I'm talking about body closures. If you don't know what a candlestick is, all right, that's what the beginner training video is for. We go over the language of the market, candlestick basics, okay? If you don't know what a candlestick is, or how a candlestick forms, or the 4 key information a candlestick gives you, what I'm saying here won't even make much sense to you. That's why it's imperative that you watch that beginner training video. Back. 3 minutes until 10:30, until we have that high impact news release. So far, this is the only thing that I would engage in. What's a candlestick? I need to see it move away from this area now. Like the candle I light in my kitchen. Yeah, that candle. Candle lit dinner. That's what that is. Wicks? The wicks? What is that? What is that? It needs to leave this area in less amount of time. First it was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 10 minutes. So it needs to leave this area in less than 10 minutes. About maybe 3 or 4 candles. It needs to leave this area. Retracement loading in your what? In your MC. I want to see big stretched out blue limousine to the upside, okay? We got that body closure back above this inefficiencies, all right? I want to see that. That's what I want to see. Big stretched out limousines. Needs to leave the area in less candles it took to come into the area, okay? Which is doing, all right? So less than maybe, well, I said it was 10 candles. Wicks are allowed to do the damages, but the bodies was respecting the mean threshold of this order block here, all right? So the fat lady wasn't even entering the stage yet, okay? So there was nothing to worry about here. If you were in this trade, right, and price retraced on you, and your stop was here and price retraced on you here, based on the characteristics here, okay, you wouldn't need to panic. Yeah? Is it this one that I'm watching, the 1015? Yeah, that's, I know. Is it the 1015 one right here, the one that we're watching? The bigger the candlestick, the better price action. Yeah, if it's giving you information, right? It's giving you information. And yes, I am. That's why I said I'm collecting data on trading outside. You know, after the macros, I'm collecting data on it. So far, it's 60-40, 60 in terms of yes, get in, 40% not get in. I'm good with those odds though. As long as it's after 10-15, you can enter. Okay, use it from what I've collected so far, based on trade based on the 15-minute candle starts. So if you don't see anything after 10:10, right, wait till 10:15. Wait till after 10:15 to see if anything confirms there. But I'm still collecting the data. As nothing that I would engage in right now. Negative 1.5 getting smashed. This stop would be reduced into 50% of this range, exactly where mean threshold is at of this order block. That's where our stop loss will be reduced to right now after second partial. The bigger the candlestick, the better, you know. It's also about the motion in the ocean, you know. The motion in the ocean. Sometimes big doesn't mean good. What are we talking about here? We're talking about candlesticks, okay? Get your mind out the gutter. Get your mind out the gutter if you thought we're talking about anything else. We're talking about candlesticks, big candlesticks. As you can see, right, we did leave this area and less candles that is spent to come into the area. Okay, these are the characteristics that I'm looking for when I'm in a trade. Okay, to tell me I'm on site. Oh, it's 10:30. Yabba 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 do do do. It's 10:30. Yikes. -2 getting smashed. This trade would be at break even now. Less candles that is spent in here to come outside. Okay, these are the characteristics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Exactly what I wanted to see. We didn't get a body closure here, so there was no warning sign. There was nothing to panic here when you saw that retracement coming down. There's no need to panic just because your stop is here. Focus your attention on the candlesticks and the storyline they're telling you, okay? The open, the high, the low, and the close, all right? Now I'm activated. I'm in hunt mode, right? I'm in hunt mode. Obviously, nothing really happened in terms of the news, right? Not much in terms of the news coming out, but this is when I'm anticipating myself. Potentially want to see a retracement into a premium here, all right, to then catch the continuation to the downside. So if that's what post 10:30 brings, that's what we'll be engaging in. Exactly. You said it. You nailed it, Mr. West. You nailed it. Every candlestick does tell a storyline, right? It tells a story. It gives you a story of price. Every candlestick is a battle between buy programs and sell programs, okay? On my chart right now, my blue candles indicate my up close candles. It means the buyers won in that fight, and my white candles indicate my down close candles, bearish candles, right? It means the sellers won that fight. Obviously here, waiting for that news to come out, right? We would have missed this setup here. This is why I said I'll have a different account doing different things, right? But this trade will be at break even right now, okay? We'll be at break even. Once again, we didn't have time, right? This is not a time that I would personally engage in the market because I don't have enough data, right? I've been so focused on macro post 10:30 setups, post 30 setups, macro setups, that I don't have enough data on outside of that time frame to engage in the trade in this trade here. But we are collecting the data, okay? We are collecting the data now. You have to know how to read it. You have to know how to read it, okay? That is candlesticks basics. Talk about that in the free training. Bing, 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 bombosh. Beginning bombosh. First hour of trading's equilibrium is up here, 30 minutes. Open range equilibrium is up here, dealing range equilibrium is up here. So this is my location where I'm looking to anticipate my continuation to format. We're watching this retracement set up. And this retracement makes more sense than yesterday's retracement, okay, because 50% of the range, there's enough range from where we're at to the first equilibrium, right, for you to catch something. When you're getting into a retracement, be aware of where is equilibrium, right? Because obviously it's retracing into a premium to then continue lower. Is there enough range from where the retracement kicks off to where the yellow line is? Yes, there's a decent amount of range here, right, that you can capture a move to from here to that up here, right, even to the first equilibrium up here. Okay, but at that time you wouldn't have had this here. Okay, so this will be the first equilibrium here. Yesterday's range, they were in close proximity. For me, that doesn't make sense, right? If you're trying to catch the equilibrium to catch a continuation, and you're catching a retracement that's in close proximity to that, it doesn't make sense, right? So you also have to factor in the distance from the low to equilibrium. Does it make sense to catch a retracement? Will price offer you enough, right, for you to get what you need? To then, obviously, we're aware that we can retrace the reverse, but that's not what we're anticipating price to do, right? We don't know price is going to do that. Okay, this range is more than enough, right? I would be interested in this retracement setup because from here to equilibrium is a decent amount of, you know, distance between the low and the high and the midpoint. So there's a lot of things that you have to factor in, right? You're not just getting into a retracement setup just to get into a retracement setup because you see a retracement setup. You get what I'm saying? But this setup here, beautiful. I'm happy that I caught it. I was able to see it happen live in price action and watch it do its thing, right? This is what we call tape reading. What we just did here is tape reading. This is the most beautiful thing that you can do in your trading, right? It's the most calming, most soothing. It's like meditating. Is meditating and trading, tape reading. It's just beautiful. There's no attachment to this trade. So you're just really just focusing on your setup is and the characteristics of the candlesticks. Are they giving you exactly what you want to see? Literally what we just did today, what we just talked through this trade, what we did without getting into it. It's not rage bait. It's tape reading. It's tape reading. This, I recommend tape reading for at least 2 to 3 months. Once you establish your process and what you're looking for in the charts and you've back tested, right? You've collected your data, right? Before you even go into demo, I recommend putting in a tape reading session where you're just anticipating your setup, right? As you would in your back test and what you just back tested. You're anticipating your setup to form. When it forms, you're paying attention to the candlesticks. You're not entering the market. You're just watching the trade. You're hypothetically getting into the market here. This is where I would have entered. This is where my stop would have been. And now I'll be watching this trade once I'm in it to see what it does, right? What we just did here was just sexy. Chef's kiss. And if you're not excited about like tape reading and things like this, then in the long run, trading really ain't for you, mate. I'm sorry to break it to you, but this is a lifestyle. You have to embrace it. You have to enjoy every part of this lifestyle. This was nice. This was a good data here, okay? So that's what makes yesterday's post 1010 setup different to today's post 1010 setup, okay? Is the range, the distance from the low to equilibrium, okay? Because yesterday we were like right on top of it. We're still going. Negative 3.5 getting smashed. What a beauty. And entry was post 1015. Post 1015. So that's cool. I like that. That is what I did notice though, okay? The start of a new 15-minute candle. Whew. Super duper nice. Super duper nice. I know you had the retracement set up here too, Dino. Did it pan out? That was your retracement setup, right? Right in here, came back into that order block that you were looking at. Like right now, I'll be waiting till this 15-minute candle closes and potentially anticipate something when the next one opens. Fair. That's fair. You gotta be selective. And there was no way for you to like reduce the stop loss on the lower time frame or anything. You gotta be 100% selective and picky, mate. Nothing wrong with that. On the 15-minute, I ain't seeing that on my chart. I ain't seeing that order block on my chart here. Oh, yeah. What's today? Wednesday. Oh, okay. You be here for Friday, y'all. See ya. At least you got to see a retracement setup that you would have engaged in. So that's enough data for you today. Catch you on the flip side. Appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you on Friday. Let me make sure I'm on yesterday's. Yep, right one. Cool. Let's see. Now this is going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting here. I'm going to wait till after though. What a beauty you were to watch. Okay, and that 5-minute OB is right at equilibrium as well. Yeah, I can fuck with that. Which is where you want it to be, right? It's in the premium, best selling condition will happen there. This would have been a morning, right? It would be done already. Ding, 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 ding. Got a lot of EQs in here. Weariness is where I want to see you touch that first before it gives me a setup. Let's see, man. Let's see. Let's see what it do. Patiently waiting. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. I'm watching, I'll watch. Because it's tricky right now. It's tricky dicky. I'm watching this continuation sell here. I'm wary just because we're in close proximity to dealing range equilibrium and we haven't touched it, but we are in a premium, okay? So we can watch it and see if we get a touch on dealing range. Sure. Want to see how many contracts it will give me. 3 contracts. Negative 1.5 down here. We'll watch that. Not for me. I'm not confident in this one. So I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit on my hands and I'm going to watch it. See how price behaves in this inefficiency here. Gap then opens. What there is. If it goes without me, it goes without me. I'm okay. Got no qualms about it. Post 10:30. Not sure. One time, come back down, back through. Market structure shift here. Potentially this was the buy. Potential. Seeing that closure above here. Let go of that. $10.50 macro. What are you saying? What you saying, my guy? Excuse me, all this yawning. You know that shit is contagious? Similar yesterday, actually. Similar. Patience, young warrior. Patience pays. The market takes from the impatient and gives to the patient. Just let it do its thing, the thing. Do your thing, chicken wing. This inefficiency in here. Post 10.50 from here to up here. Yeah, it's a decent amount of range. Yeah, -2. Give you that. Okay, let's see. Well, how many contracts that would have been? 3 contracts here again. Warren Buffett ain't gonna shit on me. He's still kicking. He gave up. Not he gave up, but he stepped down in his hedge fund though. He no longer runs his hedge fund. Good thing I waited on this one here. Something in my gut was just telling me, just wait, just be patient, just calm down. Don't rush. What you rushing for? What you in a rush for? 75. This is definitely lower, so there's no swing here. What you rushing for? -4 getting smashed on this retracement setup here. Give us a re-entry in here post our news release. You're watching, you're not getting in. For me, I need to see some characteristics here in the price action to confirm that it's ready to continue lower. Young Warren Buffett in the making. I'm going to do it 10 times better than he did it, though. I'm just saying. He ain't got shit on this African girl. No, not a swing high there, so let me remove that. Are we going to get a retrace to reverse scenario? Let's see. But I'm looking to be a seller until we take previous dealing range high. I'm looking to sell this bitch. Hell yeah, I'm always gonna talk my shit. That's one thing about me. I'm always gonna talk this shit. Winning, losing, I'm gonna talk my shit. Because that's all I got at the end of the day. That's all I got. My shit talking. But I am gonna do it 10 times better than he did it though. Let's see how much his fund went up to. I forgot what it's called. Berkshire, yes, that was it. Berkshire Hathaway. No, let me see. I want to see how much they have. What's their asset under management right now? Uh, 260 to 299 billion. Woo! While the company's total asset exceeds 1.2 trillion, its overall market capitalization is over 1.8 trillion. You know, when I look at shit like this, it's just like, oh, that's just like fuel. He's hitting the B's and the T's up in here. What? Asset under management. What? Imagine making just 2% of $260 billion. Just 2%. Off rip, that's just management fee. You don't have to do nothing. Fucking hell, mate. If your mind ain't open wide to the possibilities here and what you can do with just a small movement in the market here, right? Having a process, having the precision protocols, and just a small movement, just making it 1%. Don't even think about the percentage in terms of your capital. Just thinking percentage in terms of making 1% of $260 billion fucking dollars, mate. Just 2% of that. I'm cool. 2% of that. Whether it's a day, a week, just that's why it doesn't matter what your capital is right now. Focus on the percentage, the process, right? This little setup here, getting out at -1, I can do this over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? I don't know. I don't even know how to like explain it to make people understand like the possibilities and the scalability. This guy, well, he's no longer there, but Berkshire Hathaway is a hedge fund, all right? They manage, right? Their asset under management is 260 to 299 billion freaking dollars. Their total assets is 1.2 trillion. 1.2 trillion. Trillion. We're talking T's now. We went off the B's. That B's is like babies now. We on the trillions. We in the trillions. Oh my goodness. Let me focus here, man. Let me get my trillion. Let me get my M to my B to my T. Because what are you saying? Imagine just 2% of that a week, right? Imagine just making, well, my weekly target is 3% a week right now. Imagine 3% of that weekly. 3% of that weekly. Oh, my head hurts. My head hurts. So don't come in here and worry about your capital, how much money you need to start. I get that question a whole lot more times than you think. How much money do I need to start? Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about the money. The money is the last thing that should be on your mind. Worry about the skill set. Worry about finding a model that you can repeat, that you can see in the market over and 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 over again. That is more times out of not, you win more times than you lose. Focus on that first, because the money is secondary to everything else. The money is the last thing on your mind. Because once you master the skill, do you know how many people on this planet that will just throw money at you and say, hey, this is what I want. Take this money, manage it. Take all my money. And just, you promise them what? Let's say you can promise them what? 3% a week is what? 3 times 4 is 12. 12% a month. Oh, hold on. Hold on a minute here, folks. Hold on a minute. We'll get back to that. Let me get in here real quick. For real, dog. For real, seriously. People need to think bigger than how much money do I need to start, you know? You need to think bigger than that. We're going to look up some hedge funds and their assets under management in a second. Just for some inspiration, because I need that inspiration. Sometimes I've been needing that inspiration, because that's my goal. That's what I'm working on. $1 billion hedge fund, okay? I have to start small, but that's my goal. We're going to look up some hedge funds and their asset under management and see what the GP is making, all right, in that hedge fund. Just to open some people's mind, because it's not all about just prop firms. It's not all about just like your own retail account. There's multiple ways that you can scale your trading business, all right? There's also ways to help people that don't have the ability to master themselves enough to be able to trade here, right? That actually want to partake in the market, but they just can't do it themselves, right? There's people out there looking for people like us that know what the hell we're doing. My only query here and worry would be that this didn't come back inside, but that's a risk I'm willing to take here on this trade. It's a risk I'm willing to take. It's 2 contracts, so we don't need to go far. We don't need to go far. Boom. If it gives me this market structure shift down in here, I will engage. This retracement setup, 4.5, getting smashed. Beauty. Potentially there was something here, but for me, not enough for me to confidently get in post news. If it gives it to me here, I will be interested. And I accept the risk that comes with it, you know? If it gives it to me here, where is it? Waiting patiently, waiting. Still didn't touch that. We ain't pressed it yet. Nothing there yet. Let me move this so you can see. We haven't taken that short-term low yet. I'm ready to pull the trigger as soon as we take that short-term low. Not yet, though, not yet. I'll just confirm for you that we haven't taken it yet. The low of this is 58250. The low of this is 58250. Okay, we went to it, but not through it. I needed to trade to it and through it. Because if you're impatient, right? If you're impatient, you could have entered right there, but it hasn't confirmed yet. It has not confirmed, mate. Don't be impatient. Don't be impatient. Let it come to you. Let it come to you. Let it come to you. Said, nah, mate. Nah, mate. I'm going higher. I don't want to go lower. Yeah, the richest African in the world. Hell yeah, that's a go-to. The richest motherfucker on this planet, mate. But we'll start with Africa. We'll start with Africa. We'll start somewhere. Go start somewhere, right? We'll go start small. But let me join the elite Africans, you know what I'm saying? Start with my own nation. Hey. Still waiting, still nothing yet. Needed to confirm. I'm not trying to pull the trigger too early. So now I miss my target. Just patiently waiting. Waiting for that gazelle to walk into my cross cells. I'm in on the sell. All right, let's go. I'm waiting for my confirmation. Then I'll be right there with ya. Still nothing yet. There it is. Thank you very much. Thank you. 2 contracts all coming off at -1. Delete this. What a sec. We're going to, what is this? Going to see 3525. So we're looking at 3625. Hold on. 3625 right there. Now that we're in, it's out of my hands. It's in the market, the model, and the trade management's hands. Nothing for me to do here. We in there, continuation sell, came into a premium, right? Where we wanted to see it. Still doesn't mean we can't take a loss here. You can always take a loss here. You can always take a loss anywhere. But body closure above this inefficiency will be warning signs in our trade. Let me zoom in because it's kind of a tight spot here. It's a tight spot here. We have this OB. Bear with me. Let's get that OB.
Yes, use all three. These 3 consecutive up close candles. You get body closure on the main threshold over that. Okay, that will be the fat ladies about to enter the stage. And we're about to be no more. Just so we can see. There's a bit of a tight, it's a tight range. I'm always trying to get like the best looking candlesticks so it's like visible for you guys to see as well. I just can never do it. Nothing ever looks like too good for me, good enough for me, you know. Just have to settle. Just have to settle. We're watching the candlesticks. We're watching the candlesticks right now. Okay. $11, 1050 macro is done. Okay, I don't want to see body closures. Yeah, it's a small range, so we'll just focus on what we need to focus on here. Don't want to see body closure. This will be my last line in the sand here. After hitting this, it needs to drop. It needs to go in the direction of where I want price to go. If not, it's giving me information, right, that we're potentially offside here. So far, nothing to do yet. Ooh, we just closed below it. We just closed below it. Or at it. Yeah, it's below. It's below. It's below it. I need to see it go now, though. I don't want to see it. Did it daddy go any higher than it needs to here? 0.75 of the range. I don't want to see a body closure in that. I don't want this candle body to close. Obviously, this will confirm a retracement. Potentially, we're coming to take buy side up here. $10 seconds on this candle. If it closes where it's at right now, fat lady is going to be entering the stage. Okay, we closed below mean threshold. But it needs to go though. It needs to start. We need to see stretched out white limousines to the downside. Okay, it's playing games in that mean threshold right there. But I don't like this so far. All right, I don't like it. It's not a close the trade or warning sign yet, but this price action here not boding too well for my setup right now. Like I said, I need to start seeing the stretched out white limousines to the downside. Disrespect this inefficiency, get closure back below it. Close back below the open of this OB here. But so far, it's not looking the greatest. We were respecting it. I didn't want to touch the lower portion of it. I don't want to see that. I do not want to see that. Let's see how this candle closes in the next 3 seconds. Yep, closed above main threshold. All right, fat lady is entering the stage. Doesn't mean close the trade. Just means 80% of the time, potentially you're offside. Okay, unless it starts to run now in our direction, then we're offside. And that's okay too, right? Losses are the only thing promised to us. Let's see what the outcome of this would be so far. Oh, it's not too bad. This is what I want to see. 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 Get a closure back below here. Like I said,
If I was to close the trade, I would be hella pissed. Not that it's done anything yet, right? Not that it's hit our target or anything, but like even from yesterday's setup, it was the same. We got our warning sign that the fat lady was back to saying, if you close the trade, it ended up going in. It hit -2 actually. After coming to take baby trader out, price actually hit her -2. So now I want to see price remain in the lower portion. If you get a body closure back above this inefficiency, we're back to square one on a warning sign here. It needs to go. This candle here, if it closes back above this inefficiency, my ass is liquidity. I'm next. I'm next in line. I'm next. What's the time? 15. Oh, 15-minute candle started, yeah. We've got a new 15-minute candle starting, yeah. Opened up here. Open. Yeah, we're back to alarm bells, isn't it? Fat lady's about to sing. She's entering the stage left. And she about to open her mouth, sing out loud. Take us out, where liquidity. And it will be about less than $200 of an L. This account is, it's just unlucky. It's just unfortunate recently, isn't it? Been very unfortunate in terms of it's taking all the losses. But it's taking it on the chin, though. We're about to get smashed out here. Post 10:30, they said, get the long, get the retracement. That's where I'm going. Get the retracement. Jumping on the retracement. Just like yesterday, the body respected the rejection block. But are we gonna get lucky twice in one week? I don't think so. I'm already counting this as a loss. I'm preparing for the loss already. I'm preparing for the loss because I know it's coming. That's why I keep looking at, if it takes me out, how much is it taking me out for? That's where my focus is at right now, preparing for the loss. So every trade that we take, we have to prepare for it to be a loss, right? So you always have to prepare for the loss. So far, I respected the rejection block on this candlestick here, or on this order block, the rejection block. I want to see body closures back below. Again, I don't want to see you respect this in terms of the bodies. We'll be done here once we get an outcome for this trade. Not a good sign for me here. This one, not a good sign. It's respecting this inversion for value gap here. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. Let's take this loss. Let's take it. Let's take it. Come on. We're ready. We're ready. The price action here so far is telling me that I'm offside. Right now, it's not over until it's over, right? But the price action here is like, yeah, mate, this is not it for you, mate. You're done here. You're done. You're done. And if I'm done, I'm okay too. I'm okay with it. I don't like it, but I'm okay. It's not going to do the same thing it did yesterday. Not today, mate. Not today. Yesterday was like, you shall not pass this rejection block. But today, I know it's going to smash me out. It's using this inversion. Like I said, I would have loved to see this candle close below it. Fat lady's on the stage. She's got the mic in her hands. She's got the mic in her hands. She's about to, she's getting ready to, she's clearing her throat. She's getting ready to open up and start singing. She's on the stage though. She's on the stage. The people see her on the stage, the light is on her. She just, prepping herself mentally to start singing. That's what we're waiting for. She's prepping. She's about to open her mouth. But the price tag, the rejection block keeps her back, keeps pulling her back, keeps pulling her back. The rejection block keeps pulling her back, keeps pulling me back, pulling me in, just like gravity. She's ready. Where's the mic at? Let me get a second. Is this thing on? Okay. This is the fat lady on the stage right now. Let me get up. She's clearing her throat. She's clearing her throat. Still respecting this inversion fair value gap. Don't like that. Don't like it. Don't like it. I'm being a fat lady right now who's on the stage. Still respecting that rejection block. I want to see body closures below that inefficiency. We're back inside of it, but I want to see body closure below it. Right? We're on top of it. I want to see body closure below it. Right now, the body's still respecting it. All right, in terms of staying above, staying in the upper portion of it. Delayed, but not denied for the fat lady. Come on. Give the fat lady what she wants, because yesterday we didn't give her what she wanted. Take a seat, take a seat, take a seat, folks. Fat lady is just still prepping herself. She's still prepping. This is what happens when we take a trade late in the session. That means we'll be here for a little while, but that's okay. Oh. Fat lady said, I'm coming. She's ready. She's back up. This is it. This is it. Here I stand. I'm alive up your world like your earth. I think that's how that song goes. MJ, baby. Fat lady got the mic in her hand. She's ready. She's ready. She's taking a seat, though, because it's making her wait for too long. It's making her wait too long. She's fat, so she can't stand up for too long. Oh, there she goes. There she goes. There she goes. There goes my baby. Ooh, ooh. Love, you don't want to. Oh, I was about to say, that was nice. 180. It's under 200. Oh, I'm so sorry, account. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let's do a trade performance review. Let me get a snapshot. We were expecting it. We were anticipating it. We knew it was coming. It took a while. It says delayed but not denied. Let's do a trade performance review. Let me see what the low of this is. 9475. It's the same. It's not below it, so nothing for me here. Even if it does come, this one maybe. We'll leave that alone. What I did well today, all right. 180 of a loss here. It doesn't usually show when on this thing because of how it's laid out on the OBS. What did this to me the other day? I was liquidity, and then it ended up going in my direction. Hold on now. Hold on. This is the market structure shift here. I'll be interested in to get back in again. If it gives it to me. If it does, I'm gonna jump in, and we're gonna end it here. Because what do you mean you came to take me out? It's on demon timing, mate. What do you mean you came to take? Let me see what the high of this is. And if it's on me and I need to adjust my stop, then I can do that. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? The high of this is 31.75. It does dirty today, didn't it? The high of this is what? 2975. So even if I went one up, it would be 30.75. And it still would have took me out anyway. Yeah. It would have had to be like at least 2. Not even 2, it still would have took me out. That is crazy, you know? Why you do me like that? Why you do me like that? Me of all people. Why would you just liquidate me like that, you know? And then continue in the direction that I'm looking for in price. Me of all folks. Anyway, trade performance review. It's okay though, because we did get to watch this setup. We did get potentially a re-entry after 10:30 news right here. This was the setup here, post 10:30. Knowing exactly what had happened down here would have added more confluence on this setup here, right, to catch it to equilibrium here. And the range between here and equilibrium is more than enough for me to get a -1. Even gives me -2. Contract wise, this trade, I think it was 2, it gave me two contracts or 3 contracts, so -1.5. Boom, that was my setup post news. Knowing exactly what's happened here before the news prior, right? We're in a retracement setup. This is a re-entry into the retracement setup. Cool. So that was my trade for the morning, right? This is the one I was waiting for, but it's all good though. It's all good. All good data. All good. Turn the losses into L's, all right? So it's no longer turn the losses into L's, into lessons. So it's no longer a loss, right? It's a lesson. And when you're learning, you're not losing. Okay? Big facts. What I did well today, let me delete this. I'm happy you still got to watch this though. It's all good. What I did well today is I showed up, all right? I got 1% better, showed up for myself, showed up for my family, showed up for my people, the people around me, all right? Showed up for my community. That's all I continue to do. Just keep showing up, right? Got 1% better, gained experience, learned lessons that I'll take into my next trading day, next trading session, and then today on a loss, but the outcome is out of my hands, right? Process, in terms of following my processes, that's exactly what I showed up today and I did. So I'm very happy and pleased with my performance today, okay? Where I fall short today is will be wake up time and not get my morning routine in. It was mad hard to wake up today, I'm never gonna lie. Today was so hard to get up. Oh my goodness. Me and the bed were like best friends. I didn't want to leave my best friend. But that's why I fell short today. Chart wise, showed up, followed my precision and protocols, didn't deviate from it. Yeah, did what I needed to do. The outcome is on my hands. I don't know why this thing, like, it deletes itself. I'm trying to catch the screenshot from my executions so we can record it, right? Remember I said that we're not just focusing on the losses here. We don't just focus on the loss. All right? Trying to be transparent and open with the people that are going to entrust their money with me, right? You know? Oh, and then we'll look at the hedge funds. I didn't forget that. Okay, got that screenshot. How I can improve for next trading session is keep showing up, keep seeking excellence in everything that I do. Don't let short-term adversity, losses, series of losses deter me, distract me from what I got going on. I'm taking losses, but I'm still like getting closer. Yep, no risk, no reward. Period. That's what it is. Scared money makes no money, right? If you're scared to lose, this is not the place for you to be. All right, scared money makes no money. Yeah, keep taking small steps in the right direction, and eventually we'll get to our destination. Analyze the data, analyze the data, analyze the data. Yeah, pretty much that's it. 1 second, let's look up yeah, by AUM. AUM is simply asset under management. Let's see what preprint has. Just to open you guys' mind a little bit, okay? Just to open your mind a little bit. These are in the billions, okay? We're in the billions here, all right? We're in the billions. We have Bridgewater's associate. I don't know who runs this, but anyway, there's $78 billion asset under management. Okay, that means they're managing $78 freaking billion. And off rip, they make 2% of management fees. But imagine they're just making 1%, 1% a week, like crazy. 77.5 billion Millennium Management, Elliott Investment Management, $76.1 billion under management. Okay. Citadel, this is run by Ken Griffin. Okay. $67.6 billion asset under management. Just look at it. Billions. These are billions. Billions. Let me just be at the bottom of this list with 23.1 billion. Oh my goodness. My goodness. My freaking goodness. What are they trading? What are they asset class in? Equities, fixed income, FX, commodities, global macro, multi-asset, equities, multi-asset, equities, fixed income, alternatives, equities, futures. Hey, I fuck with you guys. Quantitative. Quants. But yeah, just to broaden your horizon a little bit, like us trading this 50K prop firm, this is a nothing. This is like beginner. This is like dollars, pennies compared to what these people are trading here. Bloody hell. So don't think about the money. Look at everything in percentage wise. Everything based on the percentages, right? Focus on the percentages. If you can make 1% a week, you're killing it, mate. And you can do that consistently, 1% a week. Obviously, as experience grows and you collect more data, right? That 1% may become 2% a week. Start off small, right? You don't need to be aiming for 20% a month right now, right? Start off small, 1% a week, 2% a week, 3%. That's my minimum. 3% a week. Just start with that. Aim to make 3% a week. Even 3% and below. 1% a week, even. Just 1% a week. Imagine having $78 billion and you're making 1% a week. Let's do the math. Let's do the freaking math. Where's the calculator? I said billion, mate. Oh, hello? Calculator. These are things that sometimes I do just to hype myself up, just to excite myself. Like, you know what? I don't need to make the most, right? This is about the capital, right? It's about the percentage and the consistency in the percentages, because the capital will come, right? Hold on, what are we talking about here? We're talking 1% times. I gotta get the numbers right. It's about this is gonna be a madness. 78. That's 78. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. Oh my goodness. I can't even get it. I can't even get the right freaking answer. Let me go back to Google answering it for me. Why is it not answering it though? Let's go to chat. I'm not getting out here until we get this. Hold on. Come on, GPT. Put your thinking brain to work. What's 1% of that? Where's my cum laude chick? Come on, chick. Hey, what's taking you so long? Chat? Yo, this is crazy. Why is it not giving me the answer, mate? Oh, it's my internet. I was about to say, don't tell me. We're getting our setup though. Hey, where my drawings at, mate? It literally came to take me out to do what I needed to do, mate. That is crazy, isn't it? That's okay though. Same thing that happened to me on Monday. Did you figure it out yet, chat? Hello? What's taking you so long? Are you kidding me? Even chat can't even compute the numbers here. Oh, mate. Hold on. I can do 78 million and then just add the zero on top of it. Leave me alone. If I can do this faster than chat, this is crazy now. 1% times 7800. 1, 2, 3, 4. The fuck does that mean? Hello? Are you up, chat? Hello? Oh my god. So anticlimactic. But it's 7 point. What's the E? E means what? Million? Or is that still billion? Fucking hell, mate. Hold on. We're gonna get this. Okay, there it is. I got the answer. Fuck you, chat. Fuck you, chat. 1, 2, 1. Is $780 million. I think that, yeah, that's million. No, that's bit. Oh, that's no. Yep, that's bills. This is millions. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 780 million dollars. That's just 1%. Imagine that a week. $780 million a week, every week. Imagine making 1% a day. Imagine just the 1% a month, mate. You don't even need to make it a week, a day, a month. 780 million freaking dollars. Can you see that? 780 million dollars. And you want to ask me, how much do I need to start? How much do you need to start? Come on for me. Let's wrap this bitch up. Talk to me when you master the skill. Talk to me when you master the skill. But anyway, we're going to wrap it up here. Today we were the liquidity. We waited for price to come into our location where we were anticipating the price. Oh, you know what? No, actually. I'm going to review this price section here. See what I could have done differently, because Monday, I know what I could have done differently looking back at that price section. In here, I'm going to see what we could have done differently, because this is the second time this has happened to me, where I've been prematurely taken out at the level and location where I've been looking to get into the market, and then it continues in my direction, okay? One too many times, you ain't going to get a lot out of me, all right? First time it happened, cool. Second time, okay, fair, but, calm now. This is not below, though. It doesn't come below it, so it's not something I'd be interested in, really and truly. Hold up. I said the low of this, 7.5. It comes to it. It's at it. It's at it. So potentially, That's all right. Even if it wasn't this would have been fine too as an entry. And I'm watching this going into lunch. That is crazy, you know? This is the second time this week. Twice in 1 week is just wild. Few contracts all coming up at -1. All right, we're going to wrap it up. I'm watching this going into lunch and it's okay. It happens, all right? There's still minor details that we need to refine and stuff. So these things are going to happen while we're in that phase of refinement and just trying to get it together. But it's all good, it's all good, it's all good, it's all good in the hoodie. Let me post it. All right, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. We'll catch you guys on the flip side tomorrow, okay? Same time, same place. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Remember, I'mTheTrader.com. I'mTheTrader.com. Go over there, watch the free training, come back here, stay with us every day. Keep showing up for yourself, keep showing up for your family, and we'll get you to where you need to be, all right? Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Before we wrap up this, there was a time that I would finish a trading session and still feel lost. Even on days I made money, I didn't really know why it worked. And on losing days, I had no system to fall back on. That's the difference between guessing and having a real edge. And here's the truth. Most traders only focus on entries, but consistency comes from the system behind the entry. So if you've been watching and thinking this makes sense, but I don't have the full system yet, that's exactly why I created the 10% to 1% club. That's where we go deeper into all three pillars, the full model, the risk management system, the money and mindset principles needed to join the 1% club, and the exact process to follow daily. If you're serious about becoming consistent, that is your next step. I used to think the goal was to win more trades, but the real goal is to become the type of trader who can perform no matter the outcome. Because once you have that, the results will follow. That's all for today, folks. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next AM session, kicking off at 9:15 a.m. Kickoff once again at 9:15 a.m. To be on time is to be late, okay? So make sure you show up early. As always, I'm the trader here, signing out. Good luck, good trading. Happy bloody hunting. Remember, you only fail when you quit.